Hello students, Triveni Public School welcomes you all to the science class for grade 4, and today we are having part 2 chapter 2. That is first chapter 2 part 1 was the teeth, where we studied the types of teeth and what there are two types of teeth, that is temporary set, permanent set. And coming to types of teeth, we learnt about incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now in this class we will study in detail about a single tooth. Now what is a single tooth has, outer side and the inner side, and how to take care of the teeth. So let's begin. First, coming to the tooth, we have basically two parts or two areas called as crown and root. First one, crown. This term, as it suggests, crown. Basically, crown means what, children? We know we put it on our head and it is showcased, and we have very pride in showcasing it to the others, isn't it? Like a king or a queen. Similarly, the crown part of a tooth is nothing but the white visible part which is seen, and that is known as the crown. And now coming to the next, root. Root, as you all know, the plant root. Basically we studied plant root is nothing but which is inside the soil. Similarly, the tooth root is inside the gums. Now what is the gum? Gums are nothing but the pinkish flesh which is surrounded to your upper and lower jaw. That is known as gum. I will be showcasing you the picture of it in the next slide. Just have a look. See here, you can see very clearly the crown, which is the visible white part of your tooth, and this is the root which I was talking about, is the second part, and it is inside the gums. These are the pinkish area called as gums. So the tooth root is present inside the gums. And next we will see how the layers of tooth a single tooth will have. See, as you can see in this slide, that the tooth or the crown area will have basically how many parts? You can see layers? 3: enamel, dentine and pulp. These three we will study in detail in the next slide. What is enamel, what is dentine and what is pulp? See, you need to study in detail, as I said, about the crown part or the whitish tooth part which is seen, and it has 3 layers as we mentioned earlier: enamel, dentine and pulp. Coming to enamel. Now what is enamel? As you can read in the sentence, it is the outermost layer of the tooth, and it is generally white in color. And also enamel is the hardest part of your tooth. Fine children, enamel is the outer layer, it is white in color and it is very hard for the tooth. Next is the dentine layer. Dentine layer is just below the enamel, and it is usually or it is generally yellow in color. Then coming to the third layer, that is the pulp. Pulp, as you have heard of this term, usually in context to the fruits. Similarly, pulp in context to the tooth part, we have this as the central layer or the innermost layer of a tooth, and it is, as the name pulp suggests, very soft in nature, and it has nerves and blood vessels. See, as you can see here, this is the nerve, this is the blood vessel. Together it is having the pulp. That is nothing but the innermost or the central layer of a tooth. It is very soft in nature. Next is caring of teeth. Now children, why and how should we take care of teeth? First is the question as why. Next, for that question, I want solution how. So, taking care of teeth is necessary, you all agree? Yes or no? Yes. So, why we should take care of teeth? See, when we have some food, snacks, whatever we like, if we tend to brush our teeth regularly in a proper manner, the particles, the food, whatever is stuck in between the teeth will be coming out, will be released from our mouth. And if in case we have to have a food and then we forget to brush or clean our mouth, the food particles might get stuck somewhere in the between of teeth, and this will lead to the germs buildup or germs formation. And these germs are not to be seen through naked eyes, through our eyes, and it will over a period of time will form a sticky yellow layer around the teeth area, around the gums, called as plaque, PLAQUE. This layer, sticky yellow one, will start releasing acid particles or acid which will destroy the enamel of the tooth. As I said, enamel is the outermost layer of tooth, children, you remember? Yes, that is the hardest substance I told, and it is a white in color, I said. Exactly. So that plaque will release this enamel will get destroyed. The release of the acid from plaque will destroy the enamel, and the white color of tooth will start fading away. It will start forming a yellow layer around it, and this will result in tooth decay and the cavities, and we will land up in the dental hospital. So, if you want to avoid going to a dentist, then please have to have the regular caring of teeth with the following points I'll discuss. Now, you understood why we need to take care of the teeth. Now, how should we take care of teeth is the next point. You all know your elders, your parents might have told you several times that please brush your teeth before you have your food and brush your teeth after you have your food. Exactly. You need to brush your teeth twice at least a day before you go to bed and after you come out of the bed. Second point, as you can see here, you need to rinse well. You need to rinse your mouth well after meals and also before meals, so that the particles which are stuck, whatever it is before or after food, will just come out of your mouth. The third point here you can see flossing the teeth. Now, what does this flossing means? Flossing is nothing but a strong thin thread will be used by usually the dentist for its removal of the small particles which might have stuck in teeth, which is impossible for a normal human to have the cleanliness of flossing of the teeth. So it is usually avoided at home to be performed, children. So the best way is brushing teeth and rinsing your mouth and teeth. The fourth point here you can see massaging gums regularly. You need to gently, very softly massage with your fingertips the gums which I told you about, which is the flesh part for the jaw. So that you need to just gently massage regularly. So here you might have understood why it is very essential to take care of teeth and what happens, children, if you do not take care of teeth. So in this class of part 2 chapter 2, we learnt about the parts of a tooth, that is the crown and root part, then the layers of tooth we studied, enamel, dentine and pulp. Next we put a light impact on the caring of teeth, that is why and how should we take care of teeth. So children, please, based on these You need to understand the concepts and write down the worksheet questions very carefully. And as I always say, stay safe, stay at home, enjoy while doing the worksheet, and file the worksheet. Thank you, children.